What up, what up? This is Finance, Fitness, and Folk, channel where we discuss finance, a little bit of fitness, talk about some folk. So today's episode, I'm going to discuss how making six figures is easy. In other words, it's easy to make six figures. So admin notes, thanks again to everybody that subscribed to my channel. I endeavor to make these videos to give you leverage to better yourselves. So let's get into it. So why is making six figures easy to do? So I'm pretty sure that a lot of folks watching this video are gonna be very skeptical, especially folks that are making barely $50,000 a year, or maybe even less than that. And I'm talking to men and women, but especially for men. But you know, women that's watching this channel, this is definitely for you too. I'm not gonna cater just to men. So a lot of folks are saying now, well, social media, folks on social media are trying to say that that six figures is a new broke now, meaning that if you make 100,000, you're not making enough to sustain yourself or your family. Now, what I mean exactly 100,000. I'm not saying 120, 130, 150. I'm talking about exactly making six figures, and also not accounting for taxes, right? So after taxes, you're still bringing home as income exactly $100,000 a year. Now, depending on where you live at, that is very close to being correct, because like for myself, I live near DC. Cost of living is extremely high. I mean, just eating out is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now, I have put myself in a position, thanks to hard work and by the grace of God, that, you know, if I really needed to eat out every single day, I probably could. But I mean, we're talking, you know, at least, especially in DC. Now we're talking about just lunch. At least, probably about $500 to $600 a month, maybe even more than that, honestly. And I'm not talking about extravagant. I'm talking about like going somewhere healthy. You know, well, not some extravagant. I mean, like, you know, somewhere that's not all that unhealthy. You know, fast food for the most part is unhealthy to begin with, because you can go to Kava and Chipotle and some of these other places where you're getting nothing but like protein and vegetables. But, you know, some of this stuff has preservatives in it, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, even something you get from the grocery store has preservatives in it. But, you know, this food is not cooked on site. It's brought in, it's shipped in, right? So it has to be some type of way for you to be able to preserve that food before it gets to the actual restaurant. So, you know, I will encourage folks to actually, you know, eat things that are like, you know, that are vegetable based, salad based, you know, whatever the case may be. You know, not eating burgers and starch all the time. But to say that, you know, that you're eating just that is healthy, I mean, you're kind of fooling yourself, you know. But anyways, I'm just saying, like, you know, as far as like just buying from those type of restaurants, yeah, it's gonna be about $500, $600 on myself, you know. And I got a wife and kids, you know what I'm saying. So that's crazy for me to say just for lunch, I would have to spend between $500 to $600 on myself a month if I ate out every single day, you know. So, you know, cost of living is crazy in certain areas. Now, you know, you can go to you know, the country, you know, places that are not that high end, but the problem is that when you go to those type of places, for as like you're going to somewhere that's kind of remote, kind of rural, you're not going to get a job for the most part unless you own a business that you're making six figures. And that's one of the reasons why I made this channel. Start your LLC and create a business. Start your LLC and create a business. I'm gonna say that again for the folks in the back that didn't hear me. Start an LLC and create a business. You'll thank me later, I'm telling you. But you know, getting back to what I was saying, yeah, I mean, six figures can go not necessarily a long way, but I mean, but you can sustain yourself in a rural environment. But like I said, like those jobs, most jobs that are in those areas don't pay that much unless you have a business, right? And you're collecting income from folks from the local base. So you have to go to the city, and that's basically what I'm doing currently with my life. You know, I live in the country. You know, for lack of better words, you know, it's pretty country. It's not remote, but I mean, but it's definitely country out here. But I don't work here. I work in DC, right? So that's why I'm able to, you know, to be able to make six figures. And you know, my job is one of those jobs to where like they pay for my transportation, so like I have a pretty good gig, you know what I'm saying? However, I do have an LLC and I do have a business, you know, and if things ever go south with the job I have right now, I have something to fall back on, you know. And eventually my goal is to just go ahead and just move, you know, everything over to my LLC and start working for myself and start creating generational wealth and start creating legacy for myself, you know. But you know, not to get off a topic, trying to get back on topic. It's easy to make six figures. It really is. You just got to put the work in. Now, you have to do the math as well. You know what I'm saying? So you have to break it down by days. You got to break it down by weeks, and you got to break it down by the month, right? So you have to calculate. You know, how many, you know, how much money do I need to make a day to make six figures? How much do I need to make a week to make six figures? How much money do I need to make a month to make six figures? You have to break it down, because those goals that you set for yourself is going to be able to, you're going to be able to use that as leverage to motivate you to be able to achieve that goal. Now, there's folks that's doing driving apps, multi-apping, right? As far as like, you know, like using multiple apps at one time. They may be on Walmart Spark, and then let me hop on the Uber driver, or you know, whatever the case may be. And some of these folks are making about $5,000 to $6,000 a month, right? Now, in order to make six figures a year, what's the math with that? I want to say that's let's see, if you do 10 grand a month, you'll make 120 because it's 12 months in a year, right? So let's see, you make what is it? Maybe 8,500, something like that. Somebody do the math for me. But yeah, I mean, you know, just shy of 10 grand a month will make you six figures, exactly six figures. And you know, that's achievable. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of folks out here that are actually making 10 grand a month. Now, of course, you know, you're not going to be able to work at some 9 to 5, you know, being, you know, like being a worker bee for somebody, as far as like, you know, being a restaurant worker. But actually, I actually take that back, because if you work in DC, I got to keep going back to these big cities, right? You go to these big cities, like, so I took one of my sons to Eddie V's. It's a high-end restaurant. I guess it's considered high-end to a certain degree, right? When I went in there, I saw some folks that wasn't my color, that was wearing some clothes that wasn't considered business casual, but you know, I digress. But you know, on an average, every time me and my wife has gone there, you know, for just me and her, average bill probably gonna be between like at least 200, right? I mean, I'm talking about at least. That's not including tip, y'all. At least 200. And I took out my son, a couple of his friends, the whole family. I dropped a little bit over $600 that day on dinner for him. And, you know, not including the tip, you know, so I put the tip in. And you got to figure, you know what I'm saying, the waiter that waited my table, just think about what a 25% tip is for $600. And I know for a fact he was running at least 4 tables at one time. So you do the math, you know what I'm saying? So we sat there about an hour eating food. He's running 4 tables. Now I'm not sure exactly how much money that the other tables paid, but my tip was pretty hefty, you know what I'm saying, for him. So you times it by 4 within an hour, he works 8 or 9 hours. You do the math on that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could literally be a waiter and make 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying that making 6 figures is easy. It really is, you know what I'm saying? You cannot have a mentality that making 6 figures is hard, because all you're gonna do is for lack of better words, if this is a word, unmotivate yourself to achieve that goal. You know, 6 figures may not be your goal. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe 80,000, 70,000 may be your goal. You know, doing the math and you know, calculating your bills and saying, you know, 70,000, I should be straight. You know what I'm saying? I'll be able to pay all my bills, be able to, you know, live the life that I want to live, take care of my family, all those things. You know what I'm saying? So 70 grand might be your goal. What I would say to you is, as a man, you need to be able to make as much money as possible every single year. You know what I'm saying? Yes, make a goal as for like what you want to make, but always try to go over that goal, or shoot for a goal that's almost so out of reach that, you know, you may not reach it, but but you almost made it, and, you know, and you made enough money that year to be like, you know what, I actually really like, you know, did the work to, you know, to be able to make this money. So this video is not one of those videos where I'm going to explain exactly how to get there. I'm just telling you, you know what I'm saying, that as mentally, you have to understand that making six figures is not necessarily about your job, about money. It's about your mindset. It's about, you know, what do you think about yourself? Are you worth six figures? You know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying about, you know, what kind of job you have. You might have a job that you hate right now, a job you think is mediocre, a job you're kind of embarrassed to talk about and everything. But well, you know, if that's the case, then you need to go ahead and do something about it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit there and complain about it and say to yourself, you know what, you know, I'm never going to be this, I'm never going to be that. I'm not going to be able to make six figures. I'm always going to be in the red for taking care of my family. You can't have a mentality like that. Now, I will say at one point in my life, I did think that six figure was unreachable. But as I got older, you know, understood how money works, you know, built my skill set up, because skill set is definitely a big factor as far as I making six figures, because you can't be running around here, and no offense to anybody, but you can't be running around here and being dumb and not understanding how things work when it comes to money and it comes to like getting a job, education, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You got to educate yourself. That's the only way you're gonna be able to reach that. You know what I'm saying? You cannot do a 9-to-5 job and not understand how money works and still be able to make six figures. You got folks that are able to make $50,000 or maybe $40,000 a year, and is able to have their bills so cut short that they're able to actually live off of only 10% of their income. Now, if I'm living off of 10% of my income and I'm making $40,000 a year, that means I'm saving 30 grand. How many folks you know that can do that? You know what I'm saying? How many folks you know that can survive off of 10 grand a year? There's folks out there doing that. I promise you they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily about, you know what I'm saying, like what kind of job you can get and what kind of skill set you have. Those are two big factors. I'm not even going to hold you on that, because my skill set that I have, my certifications, my education, the experience I have, and the knowledge I've gained is the only reason why I'm able to make six figures, because I know for myself, I can be a very lazy person, and from my upbringing, I didn't have a foundation to show me and teach me how money works. So I could have easily been a bum on the street right now, not doing anything for myself. You know what I'm saying? But I motivated myself to tell myself that I wanted better. You know what I'm saying? And six figures was never a goal of mine. I got to that point because of how much I wanted to invest in myself. So once again, not to make this video long, but making six figures is easy, y'all. Making six figures is easy. You got to grind. Not anything illegal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it and try to condone somebody, you know, making money the illegal way, because, you know, fast money comes with fast problems. Believe that. You know what I'm saying? Fast money comes with fast problems, and I'm telling you right now, you know, folks watching this channel that's like in their 40s and over, like, I mean, we need to start doing better, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really think that you know, that doing nefarious things to make six figures or to make money is the way for you to go, then, you know, I hate it for you. And no disrespect at all, but you deserve to be where you at right now, because that's just karma. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot, you know, do things nefariously and do things that's on the negative and then you're going to get positive results. It doesn't work that way. That's not how the universe works. You know what I'm saying? Stay positive, stay motivated, stay on your grind, invest in yourself, gain knowledge, and I promise you, you'll make six figures. All right? Like, comment, and subscribe. I endeavor to make these videos that give you leverage to better yourselves. Finance, Fitness, and Folk. Triple F, I'm gone.